Okay guys, real quick before I get into the video, I just want to make an announcement. I am having a giveaway. Only thing you've got to do is make sure that you're subscribed and then just comment below this video. Comment anything car related. I'm not going to be super specific or annoying about it. Just anything car related. As long as I can get at least 30 comments on this video, then I will randomly pick someone to win this. Yes. Hot Wheels premium set, 95 Toyota Celica GT4, Honda Civic EG, and a 1991 Nissan Sentra SER. It even comes with a little flatbed truck that you can put them in. It's got some extra tires on there too. I don't know if you can see that. I'll probably make some B-roll footage or something cool, slow motion, something cool so you can really see what this set looks like. So yeah, I'm gonna announce the giveaway for next week's video. Again, just make sure you're subscribed, comment anything car related down below, and you can win this thing. See ya. Here are 10 tips in Forza Motorsport to help you get faster and stay ahead of the competition. This list is mainly gonna be for the newer players to the Forza series, or for the players who may be just new to the sim racing scene in general. So all you Forza vets out there, y'all are probably gonna know a few of these. But even if you aren't new to Forza, watch the video, man. Support me. Get the smaller channels a chance. Although I do have a more advanced tips and tricks video that I'm working on as well. Anyways, let's get into it. Okay, so the biggest discovery I've made is that you can actually skip the practice. Yes. I know, I'm the first YouTuber to break this news, but all you gotta do is go to exit game, not actually exit the game, go to exit the game, then skip practice. Why didn't they just have an option to skip the practice right off the bat? Especially since the practice doesn't really matter. Who knows? Poor design choice, poor quality of life decision. Thumbs down. Tip number 2, turn off that racing line. It's like taking off the training wheels. And I know this is a hotly debated topic, but just hear me out. And I know that you're gonna say, but the Forza Racing pros use the braking lines in Forza 7, and what if I'm just learning the track and I don't know all of the turns? Man, look, Forza 7 was a lot harder to see the braking marker boards, and in this game, I feel like it's a little bit better to see and judge them. I don't know, I may just be crazy, but I feel like it's easier to see them, at least for me. Plus, you can't always trust it. There are times where you may see a braking line on a straightaway, and sometimes it's hard to fight your intrusive thoughts and ignore the red and still power through it. Even if you turn off the braking only line, you will still get faster. Since the braking line changes based off of your speed, positioning, and other factors, it will always be different. And you need a braking marker that will never change, something that's consistent. So by turning this off, this will make you a better sim racing in general. Also, it'll get you ready in case you want to graduate to Assetto Corsa or iRacing or any other sim racer. You'll be able to start using the braking markers and visual landmarks to judge your braking zones instead. This also builds a better mind-muscle connection for hitting those braking zones better. And as a bonus, you'll be able to focus more on racing instead of the pretty colors on the road. Tip number 3, check out the additional settings. There are a bunch of settings that you can turn on or off that'll help you besides just the regular schmegular difficulty settings. For example, if you turn on the race distance counter, this way you can see a time delta for the drivers ahead or behind you. For whatever reason, this one isn't on by default. At least it wasn't for me. Also, you can turn on the proximity arrows. When I'm racing with my wheel, I mainly race in hood cam or cockpit, but since Forza doesn't have a radar, it's damn near impossible to know where the other cars are. Now the proximity arrows aren't perfect, but they still definitely help a little bit. Also, you can enable the cockpit drift camera. This is good even if you don't necessarily like to drift. This is mainly for the cockpit camera players, but what this does is that if your car starts to oversteer, the camera will actually look into the direction of the slide instead of you just looking straight ahead while you're sliding into a wall. I don't like it being too dramatic because I still want to kind of see the front of the car so I know which direction I'm pointing. So here are the custom settings I set for it. Tip number 4, that's going to be save different tune variations. What I mean by this is that in the past Forza games, I would just have multiple versions of one car. For example, I may have a Drift 350Z, a Drag 350Z, or a Road Racing 350Z. So back in the day, I would just buy 3 different 350s. But now with the introduction of the Car XP system, your CXP points are going to be tied to each individual car. So it doesn't matter if you buy multiple of the same car, you're still going to have to level up each one individually. Pretty dumb, right? But a good workaround for this is to just simply save a different tune configuration for each version of the same car. So you can have one car, and so all you have to do is just load the different tune configs. That way your CXP points reset and you don't have to level up a separate car all over again. Hopefully we get a more intuitive system for this in the future. Tip number 5 and 6. I'm going to combine these 2 tips because it's my channel, I can do whatever I want. Do rivals as a more fun way to level up your car. So instead of setting your car to auto drive, then leaving to go cook food or whatever, do some rivals instead. If you're not familiar, rivals is Forza's rendition on a time attack game mode. You get to level up your car and you get more familiar with the track in the same process, which in turn makes you faster. So in my opinion, it's a win-win and it's 2 separate tips. Moving on. Tip number 7, qualify on softs and practice on mediums. This one is pretty self-explanatory. Depending on which race hopper that you hop into, it may be a short, medium, or long race. No matter what length the actual race is, always qualify on the soft tires. This may give you an entire second or more of an advantage over the competition. However, make sure that after you qualify, you get some practice in on the medium tires. Medium tires seem to be the go-to for most races. It's kind of the quote-unquote meta tire right now, or whatever you want to call it. And on top of this, you also just want to get used to how the car feels when racing on those medium tires, which is going to lead into the next tip. Tip number 8, the most important tip if you want to get faster. Spend more time in practice. I know it's tempting to just hop into a race with the 2 minutes until it starts, but if you're serious about getting faster, spend some more time in practice. Since collisions are on in practice, this is where you can get better at following lead cars, watching the faster drivers' lines, watching others' braking points, and even getting better at braking at turn 1 and not slamming into everyone else like that train scene from Invincible. Also, learning the different track boundaries is helpful as well. Every track has a completely different track boundary. Some tracks you can go 4 tires off, others you can't even drop 2. This can also change between each individual turn as well. So this can take a little bit of experimentation, which makes it all more important as to why you should spend more time in practice. After all, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Tip number 9, turn on Sport Traction Control System. Now this is one of the 3 completely brand new features to Forza. Originally there were only 2 traction control and stability control settings, either on or off. Now the issue for me was that having it on was too aggressive and it would cut too much of my car's power, but having it off would lead to a lot more oversteer or just losing control completely. The sport setting is a really good happy medium between the 2, especially if you're just learning how to race. For example, you may have a car that you really like, but you just can't seem to reel in and oversteer. Or if you're burning out on the exit of every turn every single time. This will be a good option for you. Also, this will reduce your tire wear significantly, especially on those front-wheel drive cars. Thirdly, this is also a good option for racing in heavy rain. This will really help you keep the car under control under heavy rain, even with wet tires. tip number 10, the most important tip to help you get faster. Using this tip, it has helped me cut down 20 seconds off of my lap time. And that is liking and subscribing to the channel, man. If you like and subscribe to the channel, I promise your lap time is gonna go down by like 20 seconds. Trust me, it'll happen. Okay guys, but on a serious note, thank you for tuning in. If you've watched it this far to the end of the video, I really appreciate it. Every view counts, every like counts, every subscription counts. Don't forget, just leave a comment down below, anything car related, in order for you to win this premium Hot Wheels set. It's never been opened, it's never been touched. So if you want to be a collector, never open it, that's cool. If you want to take it out and play with it, that's cool too. Whatever you want to do is yours. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Peace.